Hello everyone, Cake here, and today I'm going to be talking about a pretty interesting topic, and that topic is mature magical girl anime, something that has become its own subgenre by this point. These anime take the typical tropes found in magical girl anime and apply them in a more serious and sometimes more realistic manner. Some of these anime come from the 2000s or earlier, but this microgenre really came to be during the decade afterward. I will briefly summarize each show due to the amount on this list, so without further ado, let's start with one of the most popular ones. Number 1. Madoka Magica. Madoka Magica is a 12-episode anime by Studio Shaft, later adapted into a series of films that tells the story of Madoka Kaname, who meets a creature known as Kyubi, a creature capable of granting wishes in exchange for the person becoming a magical being tasked with fighting witches. The series is visually striking and received widespread acclaim from critics. Madoka Magica is noted for really kickstarting this subgenre. The show also has a spin-off series called Magia Record, consisting of 13 episodes, with more to come in the near future. Number 2. Yuki Yuna is a Hero. Number 2 resembles Madoka Magica the most out of any anime on this list, especially the world that the girls do battle in, as well as the character designs and the overall concept of the show. Yuki Yuna is a Hero is a 12-episode anime by Studio Gokumi that follows the story of a girl named Yuki Yuna, as well as the other members of the Sanshu Middle School Hero Club. The girls become magical beings known as heroes, and battle against creatures known as Vertex to protect a guardian deity known as the Shinju. Multiple later seasons were produced by Studio Gokumi as well as other studios, so if you're looking for an anime with a decent amount of episodes to fill the void of Madoka Magica, Yuki Yuna is a safe bet. Number 3. Magical Girl Raising Project. In 2016, Studio Lerche adapted a light novel series into a 12-episode anime about the girls of N-City, who gain magical powers through a social network game. These girls are tasked with protecting the innocent and other typical heroic deeds in exchange for magical candies. However, the admins behind the game that grants them their powers decides to cut back the amount of magical girls, and the show becomes a competition between main character Koyuki Himikawa and the other girls, with each one competing for magical candies in order to save themselves. Number 4. Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka. The fourth anime on this list is a 12-episode anime produced by Linden Films, based on a manga consisting of 14 volumes. 3 years after a battle between an interdimensional threat known as the WIXOSS and a group of girls known as the Magical Five, who were granted magical powers by mystical spirits, Asuka Otori thought she'd be living a normal life. However, the WIXOSS return, and Asuka must once again do battle with the interdimensional beings to save the world. Number 5. Magical Girl Sight. Another anime based on a manga, Magical Girl Sight is a 12-episode anime by Production DOA about an abused and suicidal girl named Aya Asagiri who comes across a strange website that claims to give her magical powers. Aya is forced to fight against other magical girls, as well as deal with a mysterious countdown clock on the aforementioned website and whatever that may entail. Number 6. Symphogear. Symphogear is a series of anime shows produced by Studio Satellite that totals 65 episodes over the course of 5 seasons. The show follows the adventures of Hibiki Tachibana and Tsubasa Kazanari, girls who use magical armor known as Symphogear to combat against an alien race known as Noise. Magical girls in this universe are known as candidates, and they sing to harmonize with their relic shards to power their Symphogear armors, which evolve throughout the course of the series. Number 7. Release the Spyce. Release the Spyce is a 12-episode anime by Studio Les Deuces about a girl named Momo Minamoto, who joins a group of female spies, known as the Tsukikage. These girls gain their powers by ingesting special spices, and do battle against an evil corporation, known as the Morio. Number 8. Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha. Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha is a 13-episode series by a studio called 7 Arcs, with multiple subsequent seasons that follow. The show is itself a spin-off of an anime called Triangle Heart, one that has become more popular than its original series. The show follows 9-year-old Nanoha Takamachi, who hunts down ancient artifacts known as the Jewel Seeds. These dangerous artifacts can give living organisms strange powers and even transform them into monsters. Nanoha battles against another magical girl named Fate for these jewels, and the story progresses from there. The show itself has multiple seasons that came afterwards as well. Number 9. Earth Maiden Arjuna. Earth Maiden Arjuna is a 13-episode anime by Studio Satellite that follows a girl named Juna Ariyoshi. An accident involving an invisible worm-like creature, known as the Raja, kills Juna, who is then resurrected after agreeing to help the planet as the Avatar of Time. Juna then battles against various Raja in order to save the planet. Number 10. Black Rock Shooter. Black Rock Shooter is a multimedia franchise that has both a 50-minute OVA produced by Studio Ordet and an 8-episode anime series by Ordet and Senzigen. Both follow two girls, Mato and Yomi. The girls become possessed by entities from a strange world. Mato possessed by Black Rock Shooter and Yomi by Dead Master. The real world and this alternate one reflect each other, with problems in the real world becoming battles in the other one. Number 11. Daybreak Illusion. 11th on this list is a 13-episode anime by Studio AIC that also has an OVA produced afterwards. Daybreak Illusion follows the story of magical girls with powers based on the major arcana of tarot cards. The main character, a girl named Akari, is given special powers based on the tarot card of the sun, and joins a group of fellow magical girls to battle against demonic monsters born from negative human energy. Before long, Akari discovers that these monsters are people themselves, only transformed into evil creatures by their negativity. Akari must decide between trying to destroy the creatures or save what is left of their humanity. Number 12. My-HIME. My-HIME is a 26-episode anime by Sunrise, with a spin-off known as My-HIME, as well as a couple of OVAs. The show features a large cast of characters, some of which are known as Hime, magical girls that can summon monsters known as their children. At first, the girls are battling against monsters called orphans, but in the second half of the show, the Hime are battling one another to try to save the ones they love. The show goes from being a light-hearted Monster of the Week adventure show, with some fan service, to a more serious contest between the girls to decide the fate of the world. Number 13. WIXOSS series. WIXOSS is a series of anime by JC Staff, with 60 episodes over the course of 5 different series, which are about girls called Selectors who battle against each other in a card game based around magical girls called Elrigs, in order to have their wishes granted. If they lose 3 times, however, their wish becomes a curse. This series definitely does something interesting with the mature magical girl subgenre, and stands out on this list. Number 14. Kill la Kill. Kill la Kill is a 24-episode anime by Studio Trigger about a girl named Ryoko Matoi who travels to a special high school called Honoji Academy to search for her father's killer. Students of the academy wear Goku uniforms, which give them superhuman abilities due to the life fibers inside. Ryuko finds a special uniform known as Senketsu, who is made entirely out of life fibers and gives Ryuko the kind of strength she needs. While the show does feature a lot of fan service, it's never really played off as erotic, but instead as humorous gags. The anime is very creative and manages to take storylines that could play out over long arcs and condenses them into a few episodes apiece. This allows the action to escalate to world-changing proportions by the end of its run. Kill la Kill is definitely one of the shows on this list I recommend the most. And at number 15 we have Revolutionary Girl Utena. When I initially wrote this list, I was planning on placing this show in an honorable mentions section, but that didn't seem right, because not only is this show a mature magical girl anime, it's one of the best anime of the 90s and was taking the magical girl concept to a more mature level well before many of the other shows on this list were even a thought bubble. Anyways, the story follows Utena Tenju, who was given a special ring by a prince after her parents died. She later joins an academy where the student council members have similar rings, and battle against Utena for the engagement of the Rose Bride. The show is a surrealist anime, one that subverts a lot of shoujo tropes and is full of allegorical and symbolic writing and imagery. Like Evangelion, the anime has a movie that was produced afterwards that is considered essential viewing by the fanbase. If you're looking for a quality production from the 90s, Utena is a sure bet. And that's gonna round out my list today. I hope I was able to interest you in watching something new throughout the list. To stay up to date on my content, subscribe to my channel if you'd like. Thank you for watching, and have a great evening.